Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Yusra Ahmadi from Group of 3. Today we will all discuss about principle of cooperative in communications. So let's begin. Okay, let me introduce first the group of our members. My members. First is Immaculata Abi, Aprizal Hartariansah, Wari Ovalia, and me, Yusril Ahmadi. Okay. Talking about the cooperative principles, let's be understanding first what is the cooperative principles. So, the cooperative principle is the concept proposed by Grace in 1970. The basic idea is in the conversation that we all needs cooperate to achieve effective communications. Each participant in the communication is expected contributes appropriately to the needs of the conversations. That we can get 3 points of this understanding is that concept proposed by Chris in 1970 aims for effective communications, and then third is communication participants must contribute as needed. Okay, next. Okay. Talking about the theory from Greece, that Greece mentions proposed maxim of rules that cooperative principles. These are the maxim of quality, maxim of quantity, maxim of relevance, and maxim of manners. So let's discuss in each more detail. The first is the maxim of quantity. The maxim of quantity, that's we can take the point that provide sufficient information, don't give too much or too little information, make your contribution as informative as required. So let's take the example. Here we are two people conversations in these slides. The first people said, how do I get the railway station from here? And the second person said, go straight 2 blocks, then turn right at the red light. The station is your laps. In this example, notice that how Ari, as the second people, gives a clear and concise instructions. Ari gives just enough information, not too much or not too little. They mentions clear directions and important landmark, red light, without unnecessary details like the colors of the buildings or the history of the stations. This is the good example of the maximum of quantity. That's this conversation providing enough information to answer the question without going overboard. Ari provides information necessary to achieve the goal, which to the final railway stations without the confusing interlocutor, without additional irrelevant informations. So let's move to the second maxims. The second maxim is maxim of quality. Key point that we took from this maxim is say what it is the true, don't say what you're unsure of, and based on adequate evidence. And we have the simple example conversation for these maxims. Yuyun said, is the new film any good? Asking, is the new film any good? And SCT answered with the, I haven't seen it yet, but my friend who has seen it says it's interesting films. So from these conversations, notice that how City doesn't immediately judge the films. He honestly states that she haven't seen it but provide information from a source they trust. This shows that providing of the maximum of quality, only saying what they believe to be true and have sufficient evidence for evidence for city honestly by admitting that she haven't seen the film. She then provide information based on what she have heard from trustworthy source or their friends. In this way, City is not making claims that she cannot provide them herself, but still providing information that she may be useful for Yuyun or the second person. Next is the third one is the maxim of relevance. The key point that we can take from this maxim is that show its relevance in line with the topic of the conversation, avoid the unrelated informations. Also, we have the sample example here. There is Nopal and Monique give the uh, make the conversations. Novel said, "Have you had lunch?" Monique said, "Yes, I just had a fried rice." Inappropriate. In inappropriate, Novel said, "Did you have lunch?" Asking that, "Did you have lunch?" Monique said, "The weather is very sunny today." So, let's we look at these two example of conversation between Nopal and Monique. In the first example, when Nopal asks that, "Did you have lunch?" Monique replies, "Yes, I just have a fried rice." Monique's answer is very relevant to the question Nopal asked. Monique not only answered yes also or no, but also provided additional information that was still there related to the topic of lunch. In the contrast, in the second example, when Nova asks the same question, Monique answered the weather is very sunny today. While this statement may be true, Monique's answer is completely irrelevant to Novel's question about lunch. This is excellent example of the maxim of relevance. This maxim emphasizes the importance of providing information that is directly related to the topic conversation. In effective communications, we are expected to maintain relevance and not only suddenly change the topic for the apparent reason, as Monique did in the second example. In the first example, Monique fulfills the maxim of relevance by giving an answer that matches Novel's questions, while in the second example, Monique violates this maxim by providing information that has nothing to do with the question asked by Novel. Violating the maxim relevance, as the Monique did in the second example, can cause information hinder the flow of the conversation and can even consider rude in some contexts. Imagine how Novel might feel confused or frustrated by Monique's irrelevant answers. This shows that how important is it in the maintain relevance in everyday communication to ensure that our message is conveyed clearly in the conversation runs smoothly. By adhering the maxim of relevance, Manix and Nopal can communicate more effectively and avoid misunderstandings. Next, as the second examples for the example ones, where are my car keys? They're on in the table. Inappropriate. Where are my car keys? I like the color blue. The maxim of relevant emphasizes the importance of providing information relevant to the topic conversations. We should avoid giving unrelated information or going off topic. Okay, the last of the maxim of manner. We also took the 3 points of these maxims that speak clearly, avoid ambiguity, be brief and orderly. We have also uh, the example here. The first is appropriate. Turn right as the first traffic light. Inappropriate. Go that way, then you know there's something red. Then yeah, go there. And for the second example, the event start at 7 p.m. Inappropriate. The event start when the sun sets and the birds return to their nest. So, in these scripts, in these maxims, the maxim of manners related to the how convey information. We should speak clearly, avoid ambiguity, and the present information in a brief and orderly manner. Okay, so we move to the when maxims are not followed. What do you do? What to do actually understanding when the maxim are not followed, understand the context and purpose of communications, ask for clarification if needed, use politeness strategy to improve communications. Remember that sometimes violating maxims can have specific purpose, for example humor or sarcasm. For examples like if someone professes too much information violating the maxim of quality, that's thank you for the detailed explanation. You can say that thank you for the detailed explanation. Could you summarize that the main points to make it a short and to directly to the main points of that what do you want to ask him. The second example, if someone is relevant violating the maxim of relevance, I'm sorry I don't quite understand the communication. Could we return to the main topic? You can say that. When maxims are not followed, it's important to understand the context and the purpose of communication. Sometimes we may need to ask for clarification or use politeness strategy to improve communication. Remember, in some cases, violating maxim can serve specific purposes such as creating humor or expressing sarcasm. Okay, we move to importance of the cooperative principles. There are benefits when we knowing of the importance of the cooperative principles. The first is more effective in communication, avoiding misunderstanding, building better relationship. By applying the cooperation principle, we can communicate more effectively, avoid the misunderstanding, and build a relationship with our conversation patterns. Okay. Okay, we arrive to the purposely study. In the purpose study, we got a type of purpose study in some of the purpose study that we research. The first is plotting of Chris cooperative principle in conversation on the Trust podcast by ABC News. The writer is Isbandi. That the objective of the research is Coronations podcast by ABC News. And yeah, you can see the slides. There are we got the title, the writers, and the difference and similarity of the research. You can see it as the slides. Okay, maybe we move to the another's. Okay, we actually arrive Also, in the last of this communication discuss is reference that some of our experience that we took as our strongest materials. Okay, and then yeah, we the last of this discuss is the conclusions. So we can took the point that the cooperative principle is important in communication. Per maxims, there is four type of maxims: quality, quantity, manners, and relevance. So the goals of the purpose is the effective communication and mutual understandings. To conclude these presentations, let's we remember that the cooperative principle is very important in everyday communications. By paying attention to the four maxims, maxim quality, quantity, relevance, or manners, we can communicate more effectively and understanding each other. And yeah, so maybe that's all for this presentation or discussions. Thank you very much for the nice attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.